Hey guys, I've been playing Throne Liberty for about a week. Here are some of the mistakes I've made as a new player. Hopefully can help you avoid them. First is always utilize waypoints. Before you activate, waypoints are purple. After you do, they're blue. So being a new player, I was thinking I don't know how much in-game currency the questing and grinding will give me, so I wanted to save in case I need it later. Turns out though, before level 30, using waypoints is free, and even after that, the cost is pretty much peanuts compared to what you would make just playing the game normally. So don't skimp on the fast travel, save yourself the time. Using waypoint is pretty easy. Open up the map, click, and go to where you want. Next up is contract coin merchant. I didn't know about this initially, but what I should have done is come and buy out these mystic keys every day. There's a daily limit, and I would recommend to come and stock up on these whenever they refresh. Next, I would recommend buying the precious blessing pouch, which is also refreshed daily, as it contains a chance for you to get purple item, but more importantly, it always rewards you with a couple of blue contracts. Contracts contain substantial rewards, and we'll get to that later. Now, I wouldn't recommend buying this weapon chest. Yes, it's guaranteed chance, but it gives you this most generic heroic set, which you could just farm elsewhere. The mystic keys allow you to open up these mystic orbs that you find just in the open world. It's one of the main sources of trait extraction stone as well as other resources. Next up we have the weekly mission rewards. So by doing weekly missions, for weekly rewards, each completed objective will give you a randomized object. For this I would recommend avoiding the heroic set because you can get them easily elsewhere, but rather either find something like a purple weapon you're missing for your class, or consider one of the stones, especially the trait unlock stone, which can help you put the right trait on a rare piece you find. Reason why I say heroic set should be avoided is because you'll keep getting these blessed pouches and they all give you a chance at a heroic purple piece. So I would recommend not wasting your weekly rewards on those, because you're bound to get one of them as you play the game. Unless of course you're just missing the one piece to push your combat power past a milestone. Next up we have contract management. I recommend prioritizing the red ores and then the blessed pouches, and if you need a filler, pick the green ore. So the red ore is for weapon enhancement, the green ore is for accessory enhancement. The reason why I don't recommend picking the yellow ore for armor enhancement is that it's much more prevalent and you're likely to get a lot of them even without targeting it in the contracts. In order to refresh the contract, you must first pick one. So I will pick a green if there is no red or the blessed pouch. You can do 10 contracts a day and it saves up to 60. So what you could do is to save up a few days worth of contracts and then do it in one go. Next we have the Amitoid expedition. Am I saying that right? Amitoid? So these cute and fluffy companions you can collect as part of your main quest, or additional purchases or rewards. You can send them on a non-interactive expedition during which they will gather different kinds of resources and tokens. It only takes a minute or two to set it up. It's literally free stuff, so no reason to not do it. I usually just set it to the max duration at the max party size and then check back after a while. It's just a few clicks and very easy to do. Next we have the don't skip the lower level dungeons, especially Roaring Temple. The lower level dungeons will give you a chance at getting some blue pieces to fill out gear, especially the bracelet and belt, which you can get from the level 30 Roaring Temple. I made the mistake of thinking I want to save all my runs for level 50 dungeons, but then I actually had to go back to level 30 to farm a few times for the belt and bracelet to get my combat power high enough to join some parties. Next is the big one. Could have saved me many hours of pain and suffering. It's very easy to find a group in Throne and Liberty to go in a dungeon. The matchmaking process is very smooth, but my advice is don't do that. Matchmade parties are often full of people who don't know the mechanics. It can sometimes take hours to complete just one run. Instead, use the party board. Find groups that has a minimum gear power that is acceptable to you, or make your own and ask for people who is somewhat familiar with the dungeon. This will save you lots of grief and many hours of pulling your hair out. Next up, avoid the world boss events. One good thing about Throne Liberty, there are a lot of map events that you can just go and farm gold or skins or materials. The blue/green ones are always worth a try, even if you don't get much out of it, it's just a bit of fun. However, there are also these red world boss events. These are not worth your time as a new player. My personal experience is I go in, get 3-shot by the boss, revive, go back again, or there's about 200 other players running around fighting each other and I die within seconds. Yes, I could just be very bad at PvP, but personally I don't think it's worthwhile for a new player to try these events until they gear up a bit more or join a nice guild. Next topic, don't get stuck with an ugly hat. So as you can see, I've got some atrocious green hoodie looking thing equipped. It happens to be the best stat item I have as a healer, but it just looks so damn ugly. I've even considered to just wear my tank helmet to avoid looking at this completely out of place piece of garment. Luckily, I found a button that will help me hide this embarrassment. So the life-saving tip, if your hat is ugly, you can hide it. Next up we have, don't forget to use your guild reward points. After you join a guild, there are activities will give you these guild tokens as reward. They're actually really good as utility, because if you go to the guild merchant, you get access to a bunch of recovery potions, both for mana and health. And then, most conveniently, you get these guild-based teleport scrolls. They're kind of like the town portal you have in Diablo and ports you back to the guild base, which is basically like a free waypoint if you need to go visit NPCs. And on to making some Lucent. I've never tried this until the other day, always thinking that, I'm new, I don't really have any good gear to sell, no one's gonna want to buy it, but turns out if you have a decent stat, or rather trait, like max HP, even if it's on a blue piece of gear, people will pay for it. So don't be shy, extract those green and blue traits, put them on the market and see. And here's the last one. Don't forget to upgrade your backpack and storage. There's a plus button you can use to expand by spending gold. You might think it's very costly, but it'll save you many trips stashing stuff and you'll make the gold back very quickly. That's it guys, hope this will save you from making the same mistakes as I have. Thanks for watching. More Throne Liberty content in my channel.